So you want to be an accountant, or maybe you just want to learn a little more about accounting since you're learning about business. I'm hoping this discussion will shed some light on the mysterious industry that is accounting. We'll cover the industry at a high level, as well as an exploration of some of the more common specializations and career paths that accountants may pursue. To understand what accountants do, you need to have an idea about what the subject actually is. Accounting is commonly referred to as the language of business, meaning the storytelling of a business's activities through recording and reporting financial and non-financial information to those who are relying on it. If you understand accounting, you most likely understand business. There's much more to accounting than simply financial data, but that's certainly a good place to start. The basic premise of what constitutes an accountant as a career designation really comes down to a person with a specialization in financial compliance or someone who understands money in a way to help drive useful decisions within a company. You can think of an accountant as an umbrella term for so many subsets of specialized skills, all varying in the scope and nature of expertise required for those respective roles. Each of these roles provide significant levels of value to companies around the globe, making accounting an in-demand field to pursue your future career in. So much of what drives the accounting profession includes standards, laws, and regulations. Things like tax law for those accountants handling tax compliance, or financial reporting standards for those accountants compiling the financial statements of a company. Well, those are all examples of the driving forces behind the opportunities accounting majors can have throughout their careers. The graphic you see here summarizes some of the more common paths an accountant can take to build on a specialization and to provide value to different organizations of all shapes and sizes. We'll spend time going through each one in more detail so you can get an idea about the similarities and the differences should you consider going down one or more of these paths. Think of it as a choose your fighter type of scenario in a video game, but a lot less painful than actually getting into a fist fight. Financial accountants are likely the most common image or portrayal of an accountant that you may have seen in the media today, in television and in movies. Think of the person in the accounting department cubicle crunching numbers for the managers of the company. Financial accountants have an understanding of reporting standards and help to record transactions and compile the financial reports that are so crucial to communicating the health of a business to the stakeholders, both internal and external, all of those who want to see and understand the performance of the business and see how it's doing. Financial accountants are highly technical by nature and are excellent at interpreting guidance to accurately record and report financial information. If you like the foundation of what accounting is built on, you may very much enjoy the idea of pursuing a career as a financial accountant. Virtually all businesses, especially medium to large businesses, have their own accounting departments to handle the compilation of the organization's financial reports. These reports may include the company's annual financial statements or may also provide specific regulatory reports meant to be compiled for government oversight bodies such as regulators. A loosely related career path tied to financial accounting would be called bookkeeping. Bookkeepers provide a wide range of services from helping a company process their payroll to recording periodic transactions to compiling the financial statements. The neat part about bookkeeping profession is that so many people provide those services as a small business remotely on behalf of clients all over the globe, making it a very flexible and a very lucrative career path should you decide to build on that financial accounting background and maybe potentially start your own bookkeeping business. If you go online, you'll see countless opportunities and countless individuals starting their own bookkeeping practice. A managerial accountant provides a more timely, relevant set of financial information and analysis to internal users within an organization. The most relevant internal user base would be the managers of key departments or the leading executives of the organization, like the chief executive officer, the chief financial officer, and the chief operating officer. The information managerial accountants produce are utilized to support decision-making, planning, and performance management. Managerial accountants will analyze costs, sales, and budgets to identify opportunities and bring to management's attention any inefficiencies that can put the business at a disadvantage against its competitors. Managerial accountants also forecast future needs of various departments, such as the materials and labor needed to meet predicted demands for products. By using analytical considerations and critical thinking, these accountants help to guide strategic planning. By boosting efficiency and effectiveness through relevant, timely, data-driven insights, managerial accountants provide tons and tons of value to businesses of all shapes and sizes. Next, we have tax accountants. And tax accountants are professionals specializing in assisting individuals and businesses to manage their tax-related matters. This helps ensure that clients comply with legal requirements and optimize their tax positions to reduce the tax burden to as low of a level as possible within the legal regulatory guidelines, right? You don't want to break the rules. Tax accountants will generally perform services such as preparation services, where experienced tax professionals fill out the complex forms needed to submit to the Internal Revenue Service. An individual needs to file a different form than a corporation needs to file. Tax accountants complete the appropriate forms using the client's relevant financial information and based on their particular needs, both at a state level, a local level, and even at the federal level, which is probably the most common. An interesting part about being a tax accountant is the opportunity to help clients with tax planning, which involves working through strategies on when to invest a company's funds to get the most advantageous tax outcome in future years. Next up, auditors. An auditor's primary role is to independently examine and evaluate a company's financial statements and records to determine whether the company complied with the applicable financial reporting framework, such as Generally Accepted Accounting Principles, or GAAP for short. When auditors perform audit engagements on a company, they focus on factors like the information's accuracy, completeness, and compliance with required disclosures. Auditors use a risk-based approach to plan the audit, perform testing, and ultimately reach a conclusion on whether the company complied with that financial reporting framework. Auditors can work in a CPA firm performing independent external audit engagements, but they could also be internal auditors employed by the company who conduct internal investigations on all kinds of potential issues, whether they're financial or non-financial. Just know that in order to lead an external audit engagement, a certified public accountant must be leading the engagement, right? A CPA. A non-CPA cannot be responsible for an independent third-party audit. A parallel path to auditing includes forensic accountants who have a strong technical background in following records and transactions to pinpoint potential financial crimes. If you like pairing accounting knowledge with criminal justice, forensic accounting may be an area you want to pursue a career in. Accountants have a unique skill set that can translate to a wide range of advisory services. New services are established seemingly every day and can vary significantly. Some examples of advisory services that accountants may perform include things like designing an accounting information system for a client, providing compliance instructions during mergers and acquisitions, or even working with a client to make cost-sensitive decisions when planning on whether to invest in renewable energy and how to best go about accomplishing that. You could think of advisory services as the utility player accountant with a wide range of skills that countless companies find value in. If you're watching this in a classroom setting, now would be a good time to have an open discussion about those different accounting careers. First question, which of the discussed career paths in accounting appeal to you the most and why? Second question, where do you see an accounting background helping you out in your career beyond just those highlighted accounting careers that we already discussed? And the final question, would an entrepreneur starting up a small business with an accounting background be at an advantage or a disadvantage over that entrepreneur's competitors? And this is the part where you hit pause to discuss, and then we'll wrap things up. Thank you so much for joining me for this video discussion. If you'd like to support the channel, subscribe, leave a like, or comment below.